Hello, this is Yah is Magnified, and I'm back with another informative video. Today's video is titled Order Terminating Parental Rights. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They are all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, guys, I would like for you all to hit that like button, and also if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and also the notification bell so you all can be notified as I'm dropping these powerful videos. So without further ado, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so what we have on the screen is in fact the order that Mark received. Right, so this video will in fact be a testimony, but as always, before I bring my arc on, I like to go over the documents, okay? With this case was pretty different to me, man, and it hit me kind of different, okay? Because, you know, my arc, he actually had to sign over his parental rights, okay? He made that conscious decision on his own to do it, you know, and I told him it would be in his best interest if he was to do this as well, okay? But he's going to come on and give his testimony so you all can, you know, find out from him why he made the decision to do what was best for him, okay? So now, as you all can see, we're coming from the state of Michigan again. So this is my second state of Michigan testimony back to back, okay? We're coming out of the 29th Judicial Circuit Family Division in Clinton County. And as you all can see on the top of the screen, it states what? Order terminating parental rights / rights of persons and loco parentes after release or consent. File number I crossed out as well, guys. In the matter of, which is his minor child, who we're going to call the child's name is also Jackson, right? The child's date of birth, as you all can see. Then it states what? Number one, date of hearing was August the 3rd, 2023, which is this month, this year, guys. The judge was also Lisa Sullivan. Her bar number, you know, right there, you all can see it. So now let's go to what the court finds. It states the court finds in the check number 3, the consent to the adoption is genuine and is given by the persons having legal authority to sign the consent, and the best interest of the adoptee will be served by the adoption. So in this case, guys, once he signed his parental rights over, he signed them over for the child can be adopted. But he's going to come on and explain the situation, okay? But now let's read number 5, where it states, it is so ordered. Number 5, the rights of the parents or the person in loco parentes, who is my aunt, Mr. Jackson, are terminated. So again, his parental rights are in fact now terminated as of 8/3/2023. But let's continue on. It states, and his child support obligation is immediately terminated as well, guys. Okay, with the judge's signature on it, with the court stamp and seal at the bottom. Okay, so you all can see it. All this happened this month, this year, guys. So, like I stated before, you know, at the early part of the videos, that, you know, helping my arc out with this case and, you know, helping him make this decision was kind of tough on me as well, you know, because it's like I tell you guys, it's a mind thing, and they know how to play on your mind. But I told my arc, you know, it's just something that he had to do. So now that, you know, I read the order, I would just like to bring my arc on to give his testimony. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Okay, as promised, I got my Ark on the phone. Are you ready, Ark?
Yes, I am. Yes, I
All right,
am.
the floor is yours.
Yeah. So basically, it's been a long 2 years, man. A long 2 years. I'm here in Michigan, and everything kind of started out like right after COVID had hit. You know, after COVID had hit, put it like that, child support hit me. You
Right.
know, the things that I was doing, following, what's his name, Rick. He ain't on there no more. Homeboy ain't on there no more. You know who it is. Uh, the God of Law, Fraud of Law. Everything I've been kept on searching for everything, because like literally, you would never think that you have to pay for your own child, especially after you've been taking care of them, him or her, ever since the day that they've been conceived. To think that you could go to court for a custody case, and that they could, after ruling parenting time or whatever, and giving you the custody order, you would never think that you would have to pay for your own child. Not only that, lose time too. Lose time.
Right.
Lose time. I mean, I just remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, straight up. I mean, October of 2021. You know, that's when stuff got really real. That's when stuff got really real. It started in, November of 2020. And like after the custody case and the custody hearing got done, they tried to hold the what is it, the child support. They tried to hold the hearing for the child support amount, and if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing, you will get eaten alive in court. You can't just watch these videos and just, think that you're just gonna go in there and say anything. And I learned that the hard way. I learned it the hard way. boy, until I met you, man. Until I met you, and you started actually like, not only helping me with the documents, but actually, calling me, and we talked on the phone, and we would go over, the statutes and the codes and all the stuff that I didn't even know. Just the language started to open my eyes, and I started to see and think differently. Like, whoa, you think you're the parent, you think you're the guardian. I thought, and why wouldn't you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you? But yeah, you aren't in control. I that's when I realized after talking to you, I didn't even want to like. It was almost like reality was like slipping out of my head, because I wanted. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Put it like that. I wanted custody, and I wanted to not pay child support, and you can't have it like that. You can't have it like that because it is not what you all think it is. It really isn't. I mean, in short, you told me that you taught me that, hey, who's the real daddy? The state's the daddy. The state is the daddy. Oh yeah. I mean, and like literally, I learned that after you go to the friend of court here in Michigan. They call it the friend of the court. Just a little an office inside of the main court, circuit courtroom. The friend of the court, you go to a referee, and they're telling you, how much time you're going to get, how much time you're not going to get. They can suspend your rights, ex parte, change of custody. That's when I started to see. I said, man, he is right. I am not in control. I'm really not. I'm not the daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. I'm not. And if you go up in there claiming to be that, okay, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. You're gonna see what's going to happen, and it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Like I know this. 2021, we had put in a whole, what I'm saying? Like we had did it the right way. We were following civil procedure. It was just in that county. Remember the chief judge? He would just sign off on anything, didn't care, just whatever, like anything the referee put down there, he would just okay it. And I know he would just okay it because it'd be like the same day, and it just a scribble, a scribble signing the order. I'm like, wait 1 second, you didn't answer any of the questions that we, put in here. I knew it was a dirty game. And then finally in 2022, when you had helped me with the process of challenging the IWO, and then they had answered like, it was misspelling words and everything like that, because we had got them to a certain point where you, like you said, you have to follow the procedure. And I was like, oh my gosh, man. Okay. So we went in for that. We went for that challenge in the IWO. You trained me up well. And like everything that I was even saying to the ref, he knew what was going on. He knew exactly what was going on. But it's just like he wasn't going to give up the facade. He wasn't going to give up the facade of everything that I had questioned him with, whether it was challenging the debt, right? Like if you guys are saying that I owe something, then technically, there should be a receipt. There should be a receipt for something. There should be a loan application, asking like valid questions, presenting the codes to him like, okay, so, this says that. So if you guys are saying that I owe you something, please just, all I'm asking is just for a proof of claim. They just skip right over it. Like, what do you mean proof of claim? I'm trying to help you out here, Corey. I mean, it was a facade. It was a facade. It was like I was in the Matrix, man. And, And you told me, you tell everybody, everybody's fight is different. Everybody's fight is different. But like last year, I haven't seen I haven't been in contact with my son in literally 2 years, and I've always been a part of his life, and so he knows my side of the family just like he knows hers. But in these sometimes custody cases, they can just get dirty. They can get really, really dirty, and I learned that the hard way too. I learned that the hard way too. And that being said, I mean, like after we had that that challenging of the IWO and terminating the IWO, and we just saw that they were just going to do us dirty. Uh, I let you hear that recording, and it was his mom right there saying, like, well, if Corey just wants to give over his parental rights and doesn't want to be the father, then he can just give terminate his rights and give him over to her wife. Yeah, I said her wife. But and like at the time I was thinking like, man, no, I'm not doing that, blah, 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 because it sounds so natural to us, right? It sounds so natural to us. But then when you think about it and you actually read the words, they're terminating your parental rights. Now, we know that, you cannot turn any God-given, any God anything that's God given, like to us, like any God given right into a privilege. We just know that, you cannot turn any God given right into a privilege. It is our right to,
Right.
have our seeds. That's a part of our body. It's our own flesh and blood, so that right there, when she had said that, it kind of made me mad. It kind of made me mad. But then little did I know it was the lock, it was the key right there. It was the key to my freedom right there. Because, as soon as you listen to the recording, it said, hey, look, when she takes you up on that offer, say, all right, give me the papers, sign them. I'll sign them right now. We can go here and we can, what I'm saying, we can meet somewhere tomorrow, and yeah, I'll sign my rights over. I'll let your wife adopt our son. And at first I was like, no, I can't do that, bro. But it makes total sense. It even says it in the paperwork, It even says it in the paperwork. Took me a long time to come to terms with it, but after I had thought about it, coming out of the matrix, right? Coming out of the matrix, like that's really what it was. I said, no matter what anyone thinks, this is the route. This is the route that I'm going to have to take, because either it's going to be keep on going to court, not seeing my son, keep on getting PPOs and like all these, just crazy orders, crazy allegations. I mean, like I said, I had three different cases in 3 different counties because of these women. Seriously, either keep going through that and not seeing your son and getting $1,300 in child support taken from me every month. $1,300. That is some people's mortgage, I mean, like literally, like it was either, just keep on being the dad, the legal father, and not be able to do anything for him or myself, or realize what it really is, okay, yes, I'll voluntarily take you up on that offer. I'll voluntarily take you up on that offer, because no one can tell any, if you will, parent. No one can tell me that, I'm not his dad. No one can tell me that. 23andMe will tell you straight up, yeah, that's your living flesh and blood. That is your seed. So so it's once I just started to realize that, I was like, okay, it started to kick in more. And like literally today, when I went to the courthouse, because this was supposed to be done on last October, just like you said, like as soon as I said to her, like, it took this long. Like, you see, what I'm saying? He's gonna show it to you. Yeah, you see, you'll see the orders. It's 10/3/2022 is when she, accepted it and signed on it. And then I get an email from her lawyer and a call from her lawyer, like, a month or two ago, just all nice on the phone. Hey, were you still interested in, like, it was a business call or something? Were you still interested in, assigning your rights to the stepmom, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, called me when I was at work too. I was like, you know what? Let me call you back, because I didn't think they were going to do it.
Right.
So,
Right.
I had thought about it again. I had hit you up, and like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It is hard. It is hard. The truth is hard, but literally it's either making a choice between your freedom, your financial freedom, because you have to be able to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. I don't care what anyone says, your kids, anyone. It's either making a choice between that or caring about what other people think about you, caring about what other people think. They're not in your shoes. They're not in your shoes. And when you think about it, just when you think about how this process goes, whenever you sign that birth certificate, what you're doing is taking the responsibility from the state and placing it on yourself. That's exactly what you're doing. It's a transfer of rights. It's a
Yep.
transfer of rights. That's what it is. It's a legal title. And the sooner you guys come to realize that, the better off you will be. Because can't nobody tell you, who that's your kid, that's not your son, that's not your daughter. You know, no one can tell you that. No one. These are our babies.
Exactly. Exactly. And even with the and earlier today in the hearing, the
Yeah,
judge even told you the same thing.
she sure did. She sure did. So he resides in a different county. The process of the adoption for the adoption and transfer of rights to the step parent, that was in a totally different county than the child support. But surprisingly, I mean, the judge and the bailiff and the whole staff, like that judge, she was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, she was awesome. I mean, she had seen this before, but she's in her, what do you call it, in her agency. She's in her role, and she has to do what she has to do. But she wasn't having it. She was not having it. She knew what it was, and she knew that I was basically being jerked around in another county, being bullied, if you will, bullied by the system. You know, and not being able to see my son. She said that. She said, "This is still your son. This is still your son." And when he's 18, legally, you said the word legally too. Legally, you know, I hope it's before then. That's what she said. I hope it's before then. I hope, that you all, can have a, casual and a nice relationship. I hope, but that is your baby. That is your son. What I'm just telling you right now is after you sign these papers legally, you don't, she's basically telling me I didn't have any legal responsibility. Not at all. No legal responsibility. I wouldn't have the quote unquote right, the parental right to know where he was, to call him, to just doing the things that you think that you have, doing the things that you naturally have the right to do. But this is just
Right.
legal. But like, hey, what a lot of people don't know is that what I was thinking about was, you can say all that, but it also took that the legal duty of me having to fork over payments that was, hey man, these payments were compromising to my livelihood. Everybody needs a place to stay. So that's what it was saying to me too. I mean, it was sad. It truly was sad. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, I know what it was. The bailiff knew what it was. Everyone knew what it was, and she knew it was a BS case. She did, and if our case would have taken place in that county, it would have been so different, man. It would have been so different. And you know, I still, I had to go ahead, and I had to still say yes. This is voluntary. This is voluntary, because I can't be a slave. I cannot be a slave, and I would never want my son to see me like this. Where I can't provide for him. And that that to me, that is slavery. That is slavery. That's wage slavery. And who's going to go to jail for me if I get laid off and I can't make a 660 something dollar payment, bi-weekly payment, because of a debt, of a so-called alleged debt that I owe an agency, you know, that they're collecting on, but they can't prove it. That they don't have any proof of claim. Who's going to go to who is going to pay my my reinstatement fee when my driver's license is suspended? There's so much that you cannot do when you're under the thumb of the state, and you take the title as a custodial parent. There's so much that you can't do. They're actually stripping your rights away from you. So no one's gonna live my life. No one is gonna live my life. No one is. But I know this: in order to take care of anyone else, you have to be able to take care of yourself first. You just do. And I am his dad no matter what. I love our son. I love our son. And I'm still not even mad at them, y'all. I'm still not, because really the best revenge is to not be like the people or the person that is doing unto you, that is doing those wrongful acts onto you. That is the best revenge, to be the exact opposite,
Right.
to not exemplify that, So as sad as it was today, just because of tradition, traditionally we just call ourselves fathers, mothers, but legally they mean different things. They really do mean different things. They mean
Exactly.
different things. They come with different responsibilities. And it is just that. It is just that. It is just that. So
So hold on. So let me ask you one quick question.
yes,
When so when exactly did your problem start? After you petitioned for custody?
yeah. So I thought I was doing something. Like, I thought I was doing the big, right? So my problem started like when I first got that summons uh, from the friend of the court. I first got that summons from the friend of the court because I had already established paternity in like 2012. Signed the AOP. My problem started when I didn't know how to answer. Like in 2000, it was about June of 2020. They sent the invitation, to to what is it, to make an order for make a custody order. I responded, you know, didn't question anything. Then I got a lawyer, right? I got a lawyer, and he spoke on my behalf. And then it was just a crap show from down there because my lawyer, he didn't even, the first thing my lawyer asked me was, hey, can I get your pay stubs and your tax forms? Didn't even ask, like, what my son's name was, and that's what hit me wrong. I was like, what? And then that's when it really started. That's when it really started. So I, like, June of 2020 and October of 2020 was when we started going for all these hearings, all these evidentiary hearings and all these like mediations and whatnot. And it really, really started when they came out with the final custody hearing, with the final court order for custody. And I didn't object. Yeah, I didn't object. I didn't look at the timelining. I just thought I could look at child support made simple and all these other, in a little bit of what I'm saying? Like a little bit of I thought I'd be all right, but no, that's when the problem started, when I did not respond, when I did not respond, and when I didn't take the proper action that I should have. And it's always easier to, prevent a fire than it is to put it out, man. It really is. Because when I gave you that recording, when I gave you that recording of that child support hearing, and that what was it, it was a child support hearing. They had two hearings in one day. They had a child support hearing, and they had it was a emergency, a reversal of emergency custody, of an ex parte emergency custody order that they had put out against me. Took the time away from me without me even being there. When I showed you that recording, what you wrote to me in that email, I was like, okay, now I know that this is real. And that was in August, August of 2021, and the child support order, that wasn't even signed yet by the chief judge. That wasn't even signed yet. They was still just making up numbers, man. I had got like 4 or 5 estimations, or whatever they want to call them. I had got like 4 or 5 monthly payment estimates. I didn't know what I was gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was gonna pay, but
Yep.
I was in there fighting for custody and to get child support, dismissed at the same time. And it just doesn't work like that. You cannot ask to have a legal right. You can't ask for a legal responsibility over a child, or a ward of the state, and say you don't want to pay child support. No, you are taking over the legal duty and the legal responsibility to be responsible financially for the child, and that's what it is, really. So yeah, man, I got with you in October of 2021, and really, that's when the tone started to change. That's when the tone started to change, because you know when they weren't responding to us, we would catch them on little stuff like you told me to go and get the court records. So I went out and printed out the court records. Sometimes the stuff that we put in there and the stuff that we got notarized, it would be on the court record, but I couldn't find like any responses to it. Like the chief judge, he would just sign off on it whenever. They wouldn't follow the time guidelines or whatever. It was just basically whatever I say goes. Whatever I say goes, and we would have them dead to rights, by following the procedure. And then they would do what they want. We are dealing with crooks. We are dealing with crooks. So if I would have never talked to you though, man, oh my gosh, man, like I still would have been in the matrix. I mean, I literally would have. And who knows? And I still would have just been paying this money and at the whims of the state. Like I said, like a day before our 2-week makeup time is when they filed the emergency ex parte change of custody order. And if you guys don't know what that is, that means that you do not have to be there in order for the other party to go and make some kind of claim that if the referee and the judge sees it as being a danger to the child, they don't even have to have any proof. They will, on a dime, right then and there, suspend your parenting time. And if you don't object within a certain amount of time, here it's 14 days, then, you're going to have a way harder time. Getting back in there and getting your custodial rights back. So you're going to be paying more child support too, because now you don't got that time, now it's just, they got them the whole time. And watch, they will touch that check. So, I mean, but man, I just thank you so much, because dude, man, we had long conversations. I remember I'd be walking, like just walking and talking, and then you send me like the Black's Law Dictionary, and then you pointed out right even in the MCL, the Michigan Code of Legislation, the Michigan Code of Legislation, you everywhere you showed it, everything to me, man. And I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's literally saying, anyone under the age of 18, a ward of the state can be a lot of things, whether you're locked up, whether you don't have the mental capacity to handle your own problems, whether you go down and you ask the state to handle your problems. Okay, so you're handing over your rights to the state. Your right of, you are, that's literally what's happening. Under 18, a ward of the state. Why do you think CPS can come in and just take your children if they're your children? They can just come in and take it. I mean, last year when I moved into this house, because I was just, I was blessed enough and fortunate enough to be working from home, but I was working, man. You know what I'm saying? Paying 2 mortgages basically, and not seeing my son. I mean, I had nothing to do but fight. I just had to work and fight. But it helped me see, man, like what I did today, a lot of people look at it, and, even people in my family, and, when you say that you are, signing your rights over, transferring your rights, terminating your rights as a parent and transferring them over to a step parent, a lot of people, I was scared to think what people thought, like I was just giving up or something like that, But I know I'm not doing that. I know I'm not doing that. I'm just in my head, like, and the judge knew I wasn't doing that either. She's just following legal procedure. She knows the difference between a legal father and just your son. As she told me, that is your son. As the baby,
that's your seed.
that's my seed.
That's your seed. No matter what, can no one from you, no matter, no document can justify that being your seed. The seed was created before the document was created. You see,
Fact.
because basically, like I tell everyone, because we're dealing in commerce, everything only exists on paper.
Yes.
So you terminate. See, what happened was you became the legal father of the child by signing an acknowledgement of paternity. That created the legal father status.
Yes.
Only thing you did now was remove the legal father status, but you're still the father of the child. You're just not the legal father of the child.
Yes.
You see, so the only thing you lost was legal rights, but you didn't lose your natural biological rights to the child, or to your seed. You see, and can no one take that away from you? No government, no state, none of that can take that away from you. It's always going to be your seed, no matter what.
Yes, always, always, and that's and she knew that, and she knew that I knew that, and she just had to do what she had to do because she was on record, so she had to say the things that she had to say. But even when I walked out, the reason I was just tearing up, because I mean that would be emotional for anyone, just to know that this is the way that the law works, that the law works in states, because it's worded like that. And a lot of people, they take our ignorance, they take our ignorance and they actually monetize it. They actually monetize us off our ignorance. But they knew even the bailiff said I couldn't even open the door before he opened the door for me, and he gave me a hug, and we both were crying, and he said, "Man, I'm gonna pray for you. No one can tell you that isn't your son. That is your boy. That is your boy." And I know by the time he's 18 or even before, I know you guys are going to meet, things are going to be all right, because can't nobody tell you that that's not your boy. Nobody.
Yeah, and the thing about it was, even before the judge and the lawyer was telling you that, I was telling you that first.
Yeah,
I
you
told
were.
you. I said, if they want to do that, so big. It's only paper.
Yes.
That's it. That's over.
Yes.
You sign the document. You see?
Yeah.
And like I stated, we all know that the whole world is pushing an agenda.
Yes.
And the court the court knows about the agenda. That's why the judge can simply understand, like, yes, he's doing this because of this, but it's always be your child. Don't worry, your seed will be taken care of.
Yes.
You can see him whenever you want. Whenever you want. It's your seed. Can nothing or no one take it away from you. You see, he has your DNA.
Yes.
Because he has your DNA, that's you.
Yeah.
Nothing or no one can come between that unless you let him.
Yeah.
And the majority of the time we let that happen is because you signed up with the state, with the acknowledgement of paternity, creating the legal father status. Man goes to the court. Now he's arguing the legal father status. Now, guess what? He puts himself on support because he's claiming to be the legal father.
Yep.
It always been that way. You see? So you did the right thing. You know. Yeah.
I know.
Let the burden go. It's not your problem. It's not your burden. You see? She ran down for this information, not you. She was keeping you away from the child anyways. You see, so there's nothing you could do. So because she was doing these things to being spiteful, like when you called me up, she told the judge in the middle of the courtroom that, you're not claiming to be the legal father. Yep. So why not relinquish your rights?
Right then and there, you heard
that. And the first thing I said was, well, call her bluff. Let's see if she really would it. Because you can, like, you sign a document to get on, you can sign a document to get off.
Yeah.
And you did it. And you did the same thing. The same document you signed to get you on, you use that document to get you off.
That is crazy.
No difference. You see, and you still have your son because that's your seed.
Yes.
So don't let nothing other than that. Okay.
And I won't. I really won't. How I feel today. How I feel today. I mean, like, literally, I know. That's why the judge even put on there. What she write? Man, you guys will see the order. Hand wrote on there. His obligation will be terminated immediately. Hand wrote that under there, and it's so ordered. Hand wrote it under there because she knew what it was, arrears and everything. So I mean, because she knew the game. She knew the game. No, I'm not gonna have you not seeing your son and still have you paying this. You know, I'm not even playing that. You know,
Right. Right.
oh man. But
And another thing, how much did they say you with how much they said you allegedly owed in arrears?
$11,488.
Right. You see? And all that came from simply petitioning the court for custody.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell all the men, don't petition the court for custody. You have a right to your seed.
Yeah, you do.
The moment you go down there and ask them to do something, then that gives them the right to accept what you're asking or deny what you're asking. You see? So, move the court if you know you're going to win.
Yes.
So people want to go and move the court because they're getting their feelings thinking the court is on their side. No, these courts are not on your side,
Right.
but you still have a right to your child.
Yeah,
No one has more right to your seed than you have.
that's true.
You
That's
see?
so true. And it's almost
Yeah.
like an innate thing that we all know. But they play it against us. And I'm not saying that every judge or lawyer is bad or whatever, but they have to follow their legal. They have to follow. They have to follow their legal. What is it called? The bar association. They have to follow their legal codes. They have to follow their procedures. And so, legal words, they do mean different things. I don't care what nobody says. You know what I'm saying? You heard the difference between how I sounded when I first got in there, talking about some blessings versus freestyle and all that stuff. Nothing, to how I sounded later on. Like, and then when I started telling the truth, like it just started to sink in more. Where the burden comes, and it comes from like, I'm gonna tell you guys where the burden comes from, because everybody's case is different, but where the burden generally comes from is it's just traditional peer pressure. Traditional peer pressure, and what you think other people are going to think about you. What you think other people are going to think about you, because what are people going to think of you if you just want to sign over your rights? Well, I mean, like, you want to go to jail for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, these rights and responsibilities, they come with mean things. You don't have, they can adjust how much you pay every 3 years. $11,000 in arrears. Where'd they get that from?
Exactly. It's all a made up debt, right? And another thing about it, even for those who have their family members pressure them, or you should be taking care of your child, this, that, and the other. You should be paying your child support. Them, the way they talk about it, the information, and the things they want you all to do, you all must understand. That money is not coming out of their check. They're not losing their driver license. They're not getting their passport suspended. You see, all that stuff is happening to you.
Yeah.
You see?
Yes.
No one else is going through this pain,
No one, man. No one.
Another thing, they don't even see the kid being taken away from you. They don't see your struggle. They don't see your fight. You see? They don't see the tears you drop at night because,
they don't,
all this pressure is put on you. Well, just because the child's mom went down there and applied for an alleged service and stuff like that. So you did the right thing, Arthur. Don't let nobody say anything.
I won't let anybody. I mean, I feel like I'm Neo now. I really do. Our son knows I love him. Our son knows. And honestly, what I was telling myself too is, so let's say things don't go the way. And this is for all the gentlemen out here as well. Let's say that things don't go, how I would like them to go in the future when we meet again. Let's say, what? All I can say is, I've come to closure with the fact that, at least I have the ability to make my finances work for him, and leave whatever. I can rent this house out now. You know what I'm saying? I can rent it out because I can actually make the payments, to get the equity. I can choose what kind of assets and what kind of trust I want to leave behind for him. I can make, I can spend the money how I want to spend it for him in his future now. Whether it doesn't work out or not, because sometimes it doesn't. Let's just be real. Sometimes it doesn't. But I know that I've done what I had to do, You know, I did what I had to do and the best that I could do for him. So I mean, like that's what it is. But at least I have the choice. You know, I can live. I can breathe now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about paying the mortgage and then, you know, paying this, you know, looking at something that's $17 at the grocery store, like, yeah, no, like that.
Exactly. Yeah. But the person who received the short end of the stick the most is your child's mom's wife.
Yeah.
She received the short end of the stick and don't even know it yet.
Don't even know
Because
it.
the moment them two don't work out and
Yep.
she's on them adoption papers, then that obligation for him goes on her. So now she's going to be responsible for paying for him. You know, who's the biological mother can simply say she can't see the child no more and start having you come back around and see the child again.
Yeah.
And no one can do anything about that.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, when you first told me that, that's the response I gave. I said, let them do it. Because in the end, you will be the one that's gonna come out on top no matter what.
Yeah.
I was telling you on the phone, just keep living. The more you live, the more you will see, because the truth will always set you free.
Yes.
You see? So because you're moving in the truth and you're acting in the truth, you're free. But you're going to get everything that was taken away from you times 2. You will see. Just keep doing what you're doing, living your life the way you're living your life. You know,
I can
your
now.
son. Exactly. How old is your child now?
He is 12. He is 12. He's going to be 13 next year.
Yeah, you see? So your child now is at an age where he knows you.
Yeah.
He's about to be 13 years old. 5 more years from now, he'll be 18 years old.
Yep.
Guess who's gonna come looking for? His father. You see?
Yep.
So
yes.
Don't worry about it. You only have 5 years. After these 5 years are up, he's gonna be right back to get you. He's gonna come looking for you.
I'm where I am right now. You know, I am going to be levels above because I can be now. I don't have some, you know, some entity over me telling me I have to do this, taking my taxes, you know what I'm saying? Cut my wages, you know, threatening my license, all this crazy stuff. I mean, they'll do anything. You are literally kunta kinte, you know what I'm saying? When you are under their thumb, when you're under their thumb. Now that when he comes to see me, I'm going to have everything recorded for him too. Just letting them know. Like, I don't even want that, but this is the truth. There's two things that's undefeated. That's time and that's the truth. And I got some time and I know I'm telling the truth. That's it. And this gives me I don't have them over my head anymore. They're not controlling me anymore. And I can move in the way that I want to move as a man should. I can create a business now and I have somebody, you know, like without having somebody raid my bank account. So it's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine.
Okay. And also you have this video right here as well that you can also show to them. Your struggle. You know, you have all that documented. You have everything documented. You still have court recordings.
Yes.
That you know, you can show him you was fighting. This is exactly what they did to you.
Yes.
You see? So this is the results that came from that.
You're right, and it's a good lesson. That it would be a good lesson. All of us men out here, or anyone, ladies too. You know, anyone going through this, you know, it's a good lesson that I can even show him. You know, tell him like, look, you got to pick and choose wisely, because what I went through, this could happen to anybody. You know, you see what happened to me. I don't want this to happen to you. You know, and here's documentation of it. You know, this is a good lesson because I mean, I highly doubt they're going to say anything about it, you know, but I'm your dad. I'm your dad. And I'm just letting you know, this is no ill will towards them. I'm just letting you know, I love you, you know, that this is what can happen if you don't play, if you don't play your cards right. So, man, I'm so glad I found you, man. Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, you're welcome, Mark. You're welcome.
My gosh, man. Oh my gosh. I thought I was hit there. I literally remember, like, you know, because right before I fired the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Because he really wasn't doing nothing for me. Like, you know, I'd send him the emails and like, as soon as like, you know, I didn't know what he was doing. Like, he was emailing me back anytime anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, go in there and I couldn't talk in the you know, every time I tried to say something, since he was talking on my behalf, like they would shut the camera off, like put us in the back room, and he would come back, like, and then go back in there. Like, well, he doesn't want to do that. Do you want to take every other weekend? I'm like, dude, I had Mason every single weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have my son not every other weekend, but every single weekend since he was 2 years old. Like, that's just it. I wasn't doing anything anyway, but I didn't want to lose time. But where I was then to where I am now, no matter what anybody thinks, now I can breathe, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going to work like, oh, I gotta work this overtime. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Holy moly, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely stress reliever. And I'm blessed to have found you, man, and to
Oh,
have learned
hey,
from you. So
Hey, you're welcome, Ak. Anytime, anytime. But before I let you go, do you have anything else you would like to say?
yeah, I do have some I want to say, and that is no matter how hard it gets out there, guys, no one is gonna know only you can only you can do what's best for you. You're the only one that can make it happen. You're the only one that's going to walk in your shoes. So just like I said here, you know peer pressure is exactly what it's called, peer pressure. The pressure of peers. They aren't you. They are not you. So I mean, you have to do what's best for you, and you have to do for yourself before you can do for anyone else. So it may be hard, but just if you guys can just use me as an example. Use me as an example, and just use that. Use that because your guys' time is coming too. It is. It is. And stay blessed, guys. Man,
All right, thanks, Ak.
thank you so much.
I truly appreciate that. Well, you all heard it from him. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Let's get this right wisdom, this right knowledge, this right understanding. I say shalom, my Ak.
Shalom.
And
Shalom, man. Thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I'll call you later.
Yep. Yep. Peace out.